So the funny thing about that, I get the question a lot, is that treated lumber is a great idea, theoretically. The problem is that the suppliers don't do it readily available. So I can't go grab treated lumber. There's a misnomer between mud sill, because I'm a contractor as well. So mud sill is treated for the first level where it touches the concrete to prevent from dry rot.
That's that one strip of board, 2x4 that's attached, bolted into the concrete.
Correct, yeah. And that's because of concrete to wood touching and preventing dry rot. Not necessarily termite preventative, which it would a little bit. But they've changed the treatments. It used to be like a green board, now it's a brown board. And they have pressure treatment and they have treated to refusal. Where treated to refusal is where you dip it, it can only soak up so much and it comes out. So it doesn't get all the way through, neither one does. So people ask me, can we put treated fascia up? And I'm like, well, we can't really get it. And the problem with most of the treated boards is they're not very appealing because they usually have some, when they pressure treat, they leave stick marks in it. It like kind of crushes into
it. It looks like staple marks.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that for your fascia board, So there are some options, but what I've found in 30 years of doing this is that pre-priming a board, all 6 sides, is about as effective as any kind of pre-treatment because the pre-treatment soaks in about the same.
I had some contractors working in my house that groused about that. All 6 sides being painted before it went out. You cut it, okay, paint that side.
Yeah, because that's where they get in.
Yeah, exactly. So I learned that from you, though.
And so it's funny because I have people that, I guess I think outside the box. I mean, I have all the tools that everyone else does, but I'm very practical. And I get people request a pre-treatment on a brand new home or a room addition. The problem is that there's some chemicals that can be done, but not everybody applies them at the proper rate. Okay. And so they have a dyeing agent that you can say, it's kind of like if you're painting this room, right? If you painted it white, you could see where you didn't paint.
Right.
So if you put this dyeing agent in, the same with the treatment. Well, a lot of companies don't use the dyeing agent, so they don't know how thorough they've treated. But I'll get the call, and they have windows in it, they have electrical and plumbing. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to spray all the lumber with your brand new windows here? Follow me? They don't plan for it, right? Yeah. But what I tell them is honestly, cost of labor and materials to do that. You're better off getting the home to a certain point where maybe no roof tiles on it, dried in, so no termites get in, fumigate it, and then build it. Then the risk of termites being built in the lumber, like you said, is gone. Because from day one, you don't have the concern of termites being in the walls. Right. It is termite free completely. So I think that's more reasonable approach than the pre-treatment. I'm very practical. Again, I mean, I don't want to sell a customer something that I wouldn't do to my own home.
Sure.
In that respect, so.